Linda Okoye was no ordinary woman. At 32, she had built a thriving interior design firm in Lagos, Nigeria. Her Instagram page showcased high-end home makeovers, opulent aesthetics, and a life curated to perfection. To many, she was the epitome of success, but behind her almond-shaped eyes and radiant smile hid a longing she tried to ignore, a longing for a husband. Not just any husband. I want a real man, strong, fearless, successful, and deeply spiritual, she often told her best friend, Toke. Her definition of a real man was as detailed as a government policy document: 6 feet tall or more, muscular built, earns at least 2 million monthly, drives a Range Rover, leads prayers every morning, can fight for her honor literally. Toke had laughed. You don't want a man, you want a gladiator. But Linda was serious. A woman like me deserves a king. I've paid my dues. I won't settle for less. She met Obinna on Sunday morning at the upscale Harvest Church. He works in late, dressed in a perfectly tailored white kaftan. He was tall, bearded. His voice could narrate the Bible into a bestseller. By the time he said, "Peace be unto you," Linda was already imagining their wedding hashtags. They talked after the service. He owned an IT company, had just moved back from Canada, and was planning to settle in Nigeria. He spoke about kingdom marriage, accountability, and leadership in a whole. 3 weeks in, he sent her a book, The Purpose-Driven Husband. Linda gushed, "This is the kind of man I prayed for. He's not just a man, he's a real man." Toke raised a brow. "Slow down. You barely know him." Toke, "Real, recognize real. I see this man." The wedding was a Lagos spectacle. Rolls-Royce motorcade, matching Asoebi that crashed website. Instagram influencers fighting for content. Linda trended for 3 days. Their wedding hashtags, Real meets Real 2024. Even their vows sounded like TED Talks. "I vow to protect you with prayer and passion," Obinna had declared. Linda was in love, deeply, blindly. It started softly. Day 3 of marriage, Linda posted a video dancing to Burna Boy. Obinna frowned. A real wife doesn't twerk online. Delete that. Day 7, she had a late meeting with a male client. "You are married now," Obinna said. "No more gallivanting." Then came the daily prayers. They started at 4 a.m. sharp. Miss it, and you got a lecture on a spiritual laziness. Week 3, he changed all her staff password and took control of the business finances. Submission is biblical. You asked for a real man. This is leadership. Linda blinked. "But I didn't ask to be controlled." She couldn't reach Toke. Her phone had been smashed after a heated argument. Obinna began regulating her meals. A real man ensures his wife maintains dignity. No sugar, no red meat, no processed food. He controlled what she wore, who she called, and when she could go out. Linda became a prisoner in a 5-bedroom duplex in Lekki. She cried silently into Versa's pillows, her designer life mocking her freedom. She had asked for a real man. She got a tyrant. One night, bruises and barefoot, she ran. It was raining. She fled to the only place she could think of, Toke's house in Surulere. Toke took one look and screamed, "Linda, my God, what happened to you?" Linda collapsed, whispering, "He said I wanted a real man." Toke wrapped her in a blanket and held her as she sobbed uncontrollably. They went to the police. The officers moved by her injuries and the photos she managed to save, issued a restraining order. But Obinna, like all predators, wasn't done yet. Linda filed for divorce. Obinna showed up in court, quoting scriptures and crying. Social media split into two, some calling Linda ungrateful, others rallying around her courage. She released a 7-minute video titled, "When a Real Man Becomes a Real Threat." It went viral. Thousands of women inboxed her. Some shared stories worse than hers. Some thanked her for speaking up. Linda turned her pain into purpose. She launched a foundation called the Real Woman Initiative, advocating for emotional and physical safety in marriage. She began speaking at women's conferences, hosted podcasts, and even started a YouTube channel. Her first guest, Toke. 2 years later, Linda stood on stage at the Women of Substance Conference in Abuja. "Ladies," she began, "we were taught to look for a real man, a provider, protector, priest. But, hear me, a real man doesn't make you smaller to feel big. A real man doesn't silence your voice to amplify his." The crowd clapped. A real man empowers, loves without dominating, protects without imprisoning. She pursed. "A real man will never make you question your worth." Tears rolled down faces in the audience. Her eyes glistened. "I thought I found a king, but I met a jailer in a crown, and I almost lost my life." Here are the moral lessons from this story. You need to be careful what you prayed for. Make sure it aligns with your peace, not just your desire. Don't confuse control for protection. Never lose your voice trying to keep someone else's ego comfortable. Marriage should elevate you, not erase you. A real man doesn't need to break you to prove he's a whole. Not all strong hands are safe hands. Submission should never come at the cost of your soul. Power without empty is tyranny. The realest man is the one who lets you shine without fears. Linda remarried, not to a perfect man, but to a kind one. He loved her laugh, her late night work calls, and her lazy and crazy ideas. At their wedding, Linda wore no makeup. "Why?" a reporter asked. She smiled, "Because the real me is finally enough." And this time, she wasn't looking for a real man. She was with one. Thank you very much for watching. If this video interests you, please give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscription button. And if you've ever heard any experience or you've ever been in Linda's shoe before as a result of marriage or relationship issues, please do well to share your thoughts and ideas or share your experiences so far right in the comment section. Don't miss out on our next story. See you. Goodbye.